Yes. The answer is yes. That's my mic, but nobody else's. Good thing nobody else was talking. That could have been bad. We're good. We're live.
Consent.
Hi, people.
We're live.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody. This is season 3, episode 2 of the Game On Play Yourself podcast. I am Will McKellar, aka Lard Teammaker. Joining us tonight, as usual, been slightly different opening. It's Chris Hagelman.
Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome.
And our usual partner in crime, just at the top there, it's James Atkinson.
I, of course, am wearing the now ever-present tech guy, but also life motto shirt of Bob Ross. No mistakes. Because that's how that opening was.
I'm wearing
No mistakes.
space.
I'm wearing a Disturbed t-shirt this evening. And joining us, our very, 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 very special guest. You may know her from whatculture.com. You may know her from her own streams, where she plays Dark Souls, Kingdom Hearts, and other cool stuff. She's the absolutely awesome. It's Don't Rage Quit.
Hey, me. Hi.
Oh, hi, Mark. It's me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for being on with us tonight.
To there.
That's usually that. So on the usual stuff tonight, we're going to have a bit of news, what we've been playing, talk to Rach about stuff and things, bit of banter, bit of all that other usual stuff, shout outs, and then we'll go from there. Well, James is counting weirdly.
Trying to count all the stuff in my head. Yes.
You're never too old to count with your fingers.
You're never too old. I find it in my profession that it is very key to sometimes having to be able to count with your fingers.
It's just, when you do it out in public, that's when it makes it really weird. It freaks everybody else out.
Nah, it doesn't. It's not weird. Everybody
It's when
does
you get your
it.
toes out that it gets weird.
Yeah, that's when you
No, it's
gotta do-
incorporating other people's toes. That's when it starts to get weird.
Yeah, especially when you ask them to take their shoes off. So, excuse me, I need your feet.
I need your feet.
What's wrong with you?
Excuse
I
me.
need to know. So, James, do you want to do the housekeeping?
I'm working on something, Pad.
All right,
I'm
Pat,
fixing
Pat.
things.
Okay, well.
There may be mistakes.
Really? Okay. So, yeah, so we might as well start with a bit of news then in that case. The biggest one that I know of this week was Bluehole have decided to quietly turn off their lawsuit against Epic that they were doing for PUBG versus Fortnite, which it doesn't really come as a surprise to us, really, does it? Because we knew they would be on for a hiding to nothing, really. You used the logo that we use for PUBG on your Fortnite advertising, didn't you? So that was the whole thing. Was it a surprise to you guys?
No.
I actually never heard about that.
Oh yeah, no. Bluehole's been suing as much as they can, and then they're trying to find money. Probably because I suspect that their
roughly.
sales are down.
Don't worry. That's we're still recording, and just I'm working on something.
I know.
Oh, sorry.
Are we? Did it this live?
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
Okay,
totally
that's
fine.
That's fine. It's fine.
It's
But yeah, no, it's basically what Bluehole, the parent company of PUBG, just decided they wanted to start suing Fortnite because even though they use the same engine Fortnite uses,
of course.
because they're Epic Games, they saw like promotional stuff that looked very much the same as PUBG's, and so they just got a bit angry and annoyed about that and decided, well, okay, we're going to sue you for it. They also tried suing someone about having a frying pan in their game, which just seems very, 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 very petty.
All your pans belong to us, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Too
Shut
much,
up and take my money.
pretty much.
I have a feeling, though, again, that if they actually succeeded in that, Big Daddy Valve would just come in and be like, hello, I see you have my money.
So you want to remain on Steam, don't you? You're not going to
You
sue
pass
us.
all of that to us before we sue you.
So they actually finally decided to see sense and just take this lawsuit down because The weird thing is there is a company that owns stake in both Epic and Bluehole. So they would be just sitting there going, why are you suing each other? I don't get this.
Settle down, kid.
Don't cost me money.
I just have to ask chat, do we look okay to you? Because I'm seeing 43% dropped frames right now, and I can't, like, I look at the video and things look fine. I can like wiggle my hands back and forth. So
Yeah, it looks fine to me. I see it.
Twitch being Twitch.
You know what? It looks like it's passing to 30 FPS. So if you're setting it for 60 FPS, it might be dropping down to 30. And it might be giving it that.
Which would make sense of why we're at a near 50% frame loss, but I have it at 48.
Well, 24 is what the eyes prefer, so.
Yeah, looks all good to us.
It's about...
Seems fine.
Okay, so we're just going to roll with it and soldier on. Yeah, so by the way, the name of that company is Tencent Holdings. And it is a publicly traded company. Just as an FYI.
And it's a behemoth.
It's not like Fortnite. Fortnite made $318 million last month. Actually, in May. In earnings.
Jeez.
That's only up 7%, so their growth is slowing.
Oh boy, 7% of 300 million.
On a game that... here's a question, though. What system is Fortnite the number one on? Digital download.
PS4.
PS4. It's console number one, but specifically PlayStation. It's PC, it's 5th. On mobile, it doesn't even top 10. Though, funnily enough, if you look at mobile, like at the top international all mobile, it's Tencent owns 5 out of the top 10 apps.
Yeah, no, they own a lot. They own League. Let's just
they own League.
Forget about that.
Yeah,
they own League.
They own Epic Games. Like when I found that, I was like, huh, that makes some sense.
They own League. They own Crossfire, which is a first-person shooter MMO that is really big in China.
It's almost like Tencent is a Chinese company.
Yeah, no, it's very bizarre. Very bizarre indeed. Don't mind me. I'm playing some Neverwinter Nights over here.
Speaking of PS4, though, Sony have come out and said they're going to be looking at a solution to try and sort out the cross-play problem.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Which I think should be sorted by just going one button.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, it is almost like the dark room, isn't it? Or the room. Come in. Hi, Mark, to Xbox and Nintendo when they come in with saying about sharing their games.
Just gonna walk past these Bodaks.
What do you think about that, Rach? Do you think it's another thing that's a bit petty from Sony's side, not allowing crossplay?
No, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's business, and they know they have enough people that if they hang on to them, they're pretty solid. Like, I don't know. They just know that, like, kid number 8 is going to buy a PS4 if friend B has a PS4. So that's why they won't do crossplay.
The other thing, if you're also looking at... If I'm a business... It is business. And if I'm looking at it as a business person going, well, we'll do crossplay. But why should we invest time, effort, and money into making it happen for a system, then a generation of system that is ultimately in about 1.5 to 2 years going to be dead? Why don't we just move it on to make sure we have it on the PlayStation 5, and so we don't have to spend any R&D retrograding and doing back our servers when we can just build it into the thing going forward?
Is it 2020 that's the PS5?
Yeah, 1.5, 2 years. So they can basically look at going forward as probably... as a money decision, let's not take servers and stuff that we're not going to be using in a few years. Let's move forward with the servers we know we're going to use and just work with that.
Well, yeah, because that's one of the things that the Sony dev or upper management who used to work there said it was all about purely money. It's like, why should they spend money on something that other people use on other consoles for free to play on their system? Which you can see his point. it was something that they also said that years ago when PS3 was struggling, they wanted to do cross-play on that with Xbox 360, and Microsoft went no. So it kind of feels like almost like a tit for tat thing.
Does anybody else remember? Now, I may be dating myself here a little bit, but that whole this is how you play share a game on PlayStation, right? Remember that?
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
No, I never saw that.
back during when PlayStation 4 and Xbox were the newest generation were being introduced, Microsoft was throwing around the idea where if you had a physical copy of the game, you couldn't share it with your friends. And then that way it was just like it was yours and it was tied to your Xbox.
Oh, when they were like, it's gonna have a code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Sure.
then Sony goes, this is how you share games with your friends, and they just showed like the two guys handing the game, and he goes, thank you, and that was it. Yeah. Now it's like, well, and ultimately I think I look at this and I almost consider it to be like the Windows marketing strategy, almost, which is okay. We make a shit operating system 1 year, and just really focus it and use it as a beta for the operating system we're going to use the next time out. So people have to buy it and we'll upgrade to it, but we'll be the bad guy for a year, and then when the new one comes out, all of a sudden we're the stars of the show again.
That's what it feels like. It almost feels like in that sort of thing, because again, it was PS2 really, really great. Sony run high, became sort of the company almost became sort of almost egotistical that they could do no wrong. Released the PlayStation 3, they fell from grace. Now they're sort of building themselves back up again with a PS4. So is it going to be? They don't want to have that same thing though with the PS5 where they've just fallen from grace again and let Microsoft retake the lead, because it sort of seems like again Microsoft was doing the opposite. 360 really good. Xbox One with the whole you can watch TV with this TV. Oh, and it plays a game or two too. And that sort of their launch was so bad it sort of made them fall from grace, and they're playing the catch up. They're playing the good consumer company this time.
It's almost like they're cyclical. It's almost like they realize that they may fall out of favor, and then they can almost use it as a business strategy. They can use it as let's put less time and R&D into this project, so that way we can pull back a little bit, save some assets, build out for the next one, and then really go gung-ho on the next one.
I mean, I think here's really the easiest thing they can do. And they can wait for the PS5 to launch before launching their own product. And then once that happens, they just correct the people's gripes. It's the easiest business strategy they could do. All it does is it just delays. And it's probably not going to cost a whole lot to fix those.
I mean, I think the big thing you're going to see, and I think this is the business model they're all tracking towards, is a lot of them are going to start going to the gaming as a streaming service, where it's the Netflix model, and you're not even really going to even own the title, so your little consoles are just going to be your device that streams the game to your TV while you play it. So they're going to put even less time and effort into physically building a console. Microsoft has already announced it and is going that way with some of its titles. EA is already doing it with Origin and Premier Access with Origin, and because they look at loot boxes aren't really working out as a way to monetize content. So what's a way that we can keep the consumer on the hook and not have to worry about it? Let's just do a monthly subscription service and give them access to all of our games. It's a money thing. It's them moving on and going, what can make us the next amount of money with the lowest amount of effort? What's working? Subscription models are working. Netflix is trading at $300 a share, and they have a price target of over 400 by the end of the year.
And whether we like it or not, PSN is a subscription based to go or play online, but you get free games with it. Xbox Live, same thing. Yeah, free games. Yeah. It's they're still subscription based models where you get games out of them.
Right. So then now you're looking for
Pass.
more. That's what you're looking at. Now they're going to say, let's transition this. Now you can buy the title. They'll still offer you the ability to buy the title, own it, one shop go. But all of a sudden, what if I told you that Here's your console for $500, right? Here's your console, $500, does everything that you know and love about a console. Here, on the other hand, is your little Xbox box, we'll call it. The Xbox box. And the Xbox box is $200. And what the Xbox box does is it plays all the games that your Xbox does. But the Xbox box streams them. And it's smaller. And it fits into and you can easily hide it a lot better. And it still does everything the Xbox does, but the Xbox box is smaller and it's becoming a more concise thing. It's being pushed more towards what you saw originally in Microsoft's original press conference for like the Xbox 360, is that they didn't want the Xbox just to be a console. They wanted it to be the entertainment thing, your entertainment centerpiece for your entire entertainment system. They wanted to be where you went for your movies, your games, your music, everything. And it's making sense, and that's where people are pushing themselves. So then you're like, I don't need a Fire Stick anymore. I don't need this. I don't need this. I can have my one thing that does everything I want, and it's the size of whatever this is, like a wallet.
Do you remember, like, On Live over here? About 5, 6
because I don't
years
know
ago?
over there.
All right. There was this like streaming box thing. It was like a prelude to the Steam consoles that were coming out. And it was called On Live.
I really don't know. Sorry.
Because
I
when you
for like 3 years.
it was at EGX, they were giving them away years ago. It was like 2013, and people were queuing out the door for this thing. But it was pretty much a streaming console, like how Game Pass is. If it was more like PS Now without the download part, which apparently PS Now is changing, so you can have the download option to put it on your hard drive for games. Which sounds like a good idea, because if your internet goes down, you can still play them at least.
Yeah, I think that's very wise of Sony, because Game Pass absolutely trumps PlayStation Now.
Especially for the content on there. I mean, yeah, okay, a lot of it is 360 as well, but for me, anybody that's new to that console, what a bargain that is. Absolute bargain that is. I mean, it's something I recommend to people who get the Xbox One for the first time. It's like, Game Pass is a bargain for you. Not necessarily for people who had it for a couple of years, but for new people, yes, especially.
And that's why they're trying to push towards the casual gamer. And that's what this all is. Because it's a lower... They're looking for the way to keep the hardcore crowd, keep the people that they've already got. But then they want to look at how can we get the average consumer, and how can we get the person who has never had one. How was that? Lower the price point, lower the price of entry. You told somebody, once again, Amazon with a Fire Stick, it's $40 and 10 pounds a month. Boom, you've got all of Amazon. You can order get things in 2 days. Plus, you have access to television. You've got access to movies. You got access to books. It's a low price point, low cost of entry. And that's what it is. It's bringing that ceiling down and getting those customers in. Plus, remember a lot of what we started to see. A lot of these companies were talking about, we want to let you be able to stream from every device. We want you to be able to stream from your cell phone the games that you own. We want you to be able to play it on other devices, which basically, to me, says that's where you're going to start seeing more of a model as mobile devices get more powerful, or because you have a home Wi-Fi. It makes things a lot easier. You're already starting to see it. Will has a Vita. Will has probably streamed and played stuff from his PlayStation on your Vita.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that's the next hurdle of entry. And we're talking about cross-play between, we're talking cross-play between Sony and Microsoft. How about getting Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo to be able to stream to an Apple device?
One day, maybe.
And the other thing too, that's with Android, is same thing. Because you think about the major phone market; those are your two major phones. Android being Google, and you're relatively more receptive to things. But there's always there's the rumors flying around now that Google is developing their own streaming console.
Heard about that. Yeah.
That might be a thing. And remember, Steam has been doing this for a while too. Steam has this. Like I have Steam on my gaming laptop, I have my gaming PC, and then I have my other PC. Now I can technically with Steam log on to any one of those things and stream a game from any of those computers to whatever computer I'm playing on and play it. And this is just through the cloud and Steam. It's just like, okay, bang, boom, there you go, play. And that's how the Steam machines work, the little Steam consoles. You have your big honking server, download all your games, then all of a sudden just be like, I'm going to play Prey on my TV because I can.
Mm-hmm.
This is technology that exists, but it's moving in, and I think once again it's all about those contracts, those working out the like, hey Apple, we want to get access to your, and Apple's going, come on dudes, we're Apple, we don't share anything with anybody.
They're just like a small child in a corner, viciously snarling, holding onto all of their devices.
Tim Cook is like, now we have to read all of your terms. And no, it's just like Tim Cook standing there, like over like a beleaguered staff of everybody reading all the terms and conditions of everything because oh, can't do that. Can't give you our second born child. That won't work for Apple. Scrap.
Is it going to be on our platform? No.
No, we own it. No.
Have you guys seen that South Park episode?
Oh goodness, I've not watched South Park
which
in a
one?
very long
It's the
time.
one where like Apple tricks people into like selling them their soul because they don't read the terms and conditions, and
Yep.
it's like part of the term. But yeah, good times.
Sounds about right. Yes, my precious. We read your soul's precious.
That's why I'm surprised there's Fortnite on Apple devices. Granted, like Fortnite is a disease. It's on everything. It's like Skyrim.
It is a disease.
It's spreading.
It's spreading all over. But remember,
It's like Skyrim, but not nearly as good.
exactly.
It's a Trapper Keeper episode of South Park.
I personally, I actually got to go to my girlfriend's house, parents' house, and they have an Alexa. And I was like, Alexa, play Skyrim. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually playing Skyrim. It was just like a choose your own adventure novel. It was beautiful.
Then you played it on the fridge.
I want to play it on the fridge.
I really hope they actually have it for a fridge.
I really hope knowing them, I can imagine that they'll have it as a download as an app on your Samsung fridge, because they wouldn't have specifically said Samsung fridge if they didn't think, hey, we can do this.
True.
Like, I don't put it past them at this point. Like, they get the joke and they're willing to follow through on it.
Or, and it would be a reference in Red Dwarf series.
Oh god.
Have Skyrim on Talkie Toaster.
God damn it.
God, that would work. That would work. Right, that's enough of that frivolity. James, let's do some housework, shall we?
Oh, so I get to do my house cleaning now?
Yep. You do.
Hold on a second. James, put this at the beginning of the VOD. The beginning. You have to edit this. This goes at the beginning.
My fourth wall.
Yeah, no, it's
My immersion.
it's almost like I'm trying to put it in there so I can remind myself. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Game Will Sell Itself podcast, where I don't know, I've just lost my train of thought. But anyways, let's talk about something here, chat and folks. Let's talk about housekeeping. And what do we normally do in the housekeeping section? Well, I am normally here to pander to you in some way, shape, or form, about extolling to you the virtues of Twitch Prime, about how it can be easily used to subscribe to various channels, to talk to you about using various loved ones who have scorned you to use their credit cards and debit cards to steal money to buy bits and or watch creepy commercials, let's be honest, half cracked, half coked out of their mind, publicists have come up with. They just said throw it on the Twitch because they don't really give a shit about stuff. And the Google algorithm thought, hey, you've watched a lot of Dr. Disrespect. I bet you want to see a movie about a women's health product. Yeah, that's because that's how that algorithm works. Look at fucking YouTube if you don't believe me. But
Don't look at YouTube. It's an abomination. No.
Yeah, no. But let's be real here.
Except whatculture.com.
Where
Yes,
you should
thank
watch
you.
everything
Shut up and
that
take my
has
money.
everything to do with Dark Souls and Kingdom Hearts. Just everything. Just consume it. All right. But let's be real here. I could talk to you about this. I can make some witty jokes. I could crack about it. But ultimately, you've heard it all before. Yeah, I bet you if you went to 8 other streamers, they would be sitting there telling you the exact same thing because it's not like I stole this from somebody else. Right? Right. So, let's talk about housekeeping. So, let's talk about something more important. Right? And what's more important than subs? What's more important than bits? What's more important than follows? What's more important than donations? I'm waiting for somebody to chime in.
Viewers?
Viewers are good, but viewers help. And viewers, you know what they help with? Charity streams. And you know what's coming up in November? A fucking charity stream.
Extra Life.
Exactly.
2018.
So, instead of going and subbing or paying for Twitch Prime or going out and stealing bits, instead hold on to those credit card numbers and those CIVs on the back. Play the long game. Wait. Or you can actually go and take their money and then donate to the TGWPIS Extra Life page. And then when they find the statement and go, you fucker, you stole my money, you'd be like, but I donated your money in your name to a charity. And then how can they really be pissed at you? Because it's also tax deductible.
It's true.
See, you not only helped them feel good about helping a charity, but you gave them a tax write-off at the same time with their own money that they wouldn't have done. They would have went out there and spotted on the Xbox box.
They would have spent it on loot crates.
On loot
For
crates.
pub-
So you are helping them stop their addiction to gambling on loot crates by donating to Extra Life.
And you're helping children's hospitals.
Yes.
Shut up and take my money.
How much better could that make you feel after being
How much better do you think that could make them feel?
Exactly.
You are only the conduit to their happiness and joy for helping kids. Remember that. And that's the most important thing about tonight's housekeeping item. Is that it's not about the Twitch Prime subscriptions. It's not about the bits, though they're helping. It's about donating for kids. And this is where I wish I had the More You Know thing from NBC and on here. We just do.
You almost went to our tune there.
Yeah, so there we go.
Say, Dougie, little column A, little column B. Right. So, before we go to what we're playing, shall we talk to Rach a bit?
Hi.
So,
Sorry.
so Rach, this is the part of the show where we basically say, tell us about yourself. And we're going to give you as much time or want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, because the floor is yours.
You will be graded.
Greatest. Right, well, automatic A plus because my name is Rach. I'm from Scotland. That's about it. Now, I am
Right,
also a
Scotland.
streamer. I met these guys through various connections. I play RPGs. We've got some games in common.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts and Dark Souls. And am I pointing at you right?
Yeah.
It's sporadic. Just point. Someone's right.
You're in the middle,
You're there.
so really you could just point wherever.
Yeah, so met these guys. I play, loads of different kind of games. Like Will mentioned earlier, I work for What Culture, who you may or may not have heard of. They're quite a big YouTube channel, so I do video editing for them, which is awesome. I love it. Dream job, honestly. I mean, obviously with the obvious, there is one dream job that would be the ultimate dream job. and I think we all agree. But then, like, sort of slightly below that, that's the
Space
job.
Force.
Yes.
Which I might actually register for as a legit thing.
Go for it. Follow your dreams.
Yes. I think I know what your dream job would be, Rach. Be
Oh, come
actually
on.
presenting live streams for the masses of Kingdom Hearts, and it's like you're the one there presenting the launch of Kingdom Hearts 4.
Get lost. What, like working for Square Enix?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would die.
we've already talked about me and Chris's best idea ever. It is RPG shoutcasting.
Yes.
It
Okay,
is
that sounds...
Like tabletop RPGs and like
okay, a guy
turn-based.
is doing a let's play of Kingdom Hearts 3, and we are just the two people commentating, shoutcasting his Kingdom Hearts gameplay.
Okay.
Someone's playing some like old school like Daggerdale, shoutcasting it.
I've done something similar.
All right, there's the
with Splatoon
goblin.
Before.
Now he's got a lot of strats he can go with right now. Is he going to go with the fireball or the dagger slice? Or is
He's
he got
going
that
up with the
blue-
fireball. He's going for it. He's getting empowered on it, and oh, high rolls on that fireball. That's how you clear a room, ladies and gentlemen.
Sponsored by Iron Brew.
I like her look. Is not that is hilarious. It is that was amazing.
What got you into streaming, Rach?
Well, I used to work for Game, pretty much the UK's biggest game store, and it came up that they were like, it's one of the biggest in England in the Metro Centre. Oh, now everyone knows where I live. Great. But we got an opportunity from Microsoft, who gave us a ridiculous amount of money to build a streaming studio in the middle of the store. And an email went round like, who wants, who's interested in being the stream team? And I was like, yes, me. So yeah, I had like an audition for that, which, oh my god, I found it recently and I watched it and it was awful, but like apparently they liked me, so that's how I got into that. So we used to stream every single day. I went from I was in a team of 3 down to a team of 2, back to a team of 3. I was by myself for a little bit. We sort of like the team changed up, but I did it like all the way through for a year, sometimes 5 days a week. It's how I met a lot of these guys over there. But yeah, and it was really cool because we worked for Game, it was all about selling the game. But for me, it just kind of came naturally because I didn't really say, well, I mean, I did a little bit, but I didn't really push it. Just because I found it so much fun, it seemed to go well. And then when that closed, actually, when I left, because Game just didn't really see it going anywhere. They didn't see it was profitable. And then I was like, I'm still going to keep streaming. So I just do it on my own channel now. So, the rest is history.
Nice. Let's have a look at this. I mean, you've talked about that. I mean, so what let's just try to see what other questions are here. So,
what is your favorite game?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have one favorite game. That's hard. I mean, could you easily answer that question?
Doom.
Okay, maybe you can. It's tight. Like it's
what's your favorite RPG? Did that help at all?
Okay, well, I don't think Legend of Zelda counts as an RPG, so Dark Souls.
Okay, there you go.
Easy.
There we go. See?
But yeah, Zelda, Dark Souls, World of Warcraft, Pokemon, bye Johnny, Kingdom Hearts, of course, how could I forget? I love Okami, that's one of my favorite games. Portal, too.
Oh, great game.
Ori and the Blind Forest. I'm pretty much just naming games that I love at this point.
All of which are on sale right now on Steam.
They are,
Steam,
most of them, yeah.
totally not sponsored, but totally should be worth spending money on because Gabe Newell.
He just loves our money and has a vacuum connected to our wallets every summer and winter. Go, give it. Okay, do you want a game, Alice? Yeah. Okay. Here you
It's
go.
basically how I
Check
call
that
it
out.
holiday shopping. Most people have birthdays and or like Christmas within like the 6 month span of like one of the sales where I can be like, oh, I have a friend who has a birthday. Oh, I could buy them this game. Then I buy it and I hold on to it. And then I wait till it goes back up to full price and then I give it to them. So it's not like I bought them out on the summer sale. I held on to it. You weren't an afterthought. I totally thought of this well in advance and got you this game at full price. Not at the low, low price of 99 cents for Half-Life 2.
Yeah, not like I'm doing that for people's birthdays.
No.
No, not at all.
Well, you
Not
got
not
family
slightly.
feed.
Exactly.
Also, I forgot about Diablo.
Oh, yeah,
Probably.
Diablo.
nice. Put a lot of hours into Diablo 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, well, not 2 for me. 3 for me, personally. But
I played
I see.
Diablo 1 and the spin-off Hellfire DLC, or not DLC, it was the expansion at the time, which was developed by a third party. It brought the monk class
Oh, Monk is awesome. That was one of my favorites.
from Diablo 1.
There you go.
Diablo 1, there were 3 classes from what I remember.
Now, if you bought the DLC expansion,
From Diablo 1?
Yeah.
I don't remember what the Diablo 1 expansion was. I only played vanilla.
Oh, he's off.
Monk, apparently.
Oh boy! Oh boy, I made him do a thing!
Because I was going to
Guys?
do that with Diablo 2. Well done. Well played. Well,
We made an achievement. We made James get up this time.
Where's he going?
No idea. Probably over there.
Get in the
In the
box.
back. I think so, yeah. I think he's getting the actual case.
because he
Earlier
does.
music.
So, how do you think your community is growing at the moment? Are you pushing towards partnership for your Twitch channel, or are you just doing it just because it's a bit of a laugh?
If there's one piece of advice I can give anyone about streaming, it's don't stress. For ages, I was obsessed with growth and it was going really well. And I was getting like really good numbers and like 100 follows a month. Like ridiculous. Well, I know some people do more than that, but that was ridiculous for me, I thought. And I was playing games that I thought people would watch, and it's not how I like to do it now. I play what I want to play and what I think people will want to watch, and I don't watch viewer numbers. I try not to worry too much about follower numbers, although they're still doing pretty good. Oh, there's Diablo! That was awesome. And
Hellfire, made by Sierra, not a Blizzard product. The single-player Diablo expansion pack requires registered version of Diablo to play. And for those you're wondering, there it is in its glory. The original. I still have the discs.
That's
It was a
wild.
bizarre time in gaming where like you can have a third party make expansions for a first party game.
Sierra wasn't a bad developer, though. That's the thing.
It really wasn't. They really wasn't. They really weren't. I can't English. Them there wasn't very bad. At
If we're gonna do stereotype, them there, Sierra down there gonna go. Why'd they just go Boomhauer? Dang old Sierra gonna go make their Diablo expansion game go bow bow bow.
Oh, relax there, Boomhauer. You don't get me so excited about this.
Buy my book.
You can calm down, Boomhauer.
Okay.
Sierra's bad, Snoop's bad. Okay. So anyway, right, she was.
Oh yeah. But yeah, you were asking if I was pushing for a partner. Like there was at one point I was like, right, I'm doing this. I can do it, but like I'm just not pushing for it, I guess, because I'm setting small goals, and I feel like partner is a very big goal. So I'm setting like little subscriber goals, little follower goals, and like I say, not stressing too much about viewer numbers, and I'm just so much happier. Because when I do hit something like when I hit 1,200, I was like, oh my god, yay! And it's like, I don't know. I feel like I celebrate the little things, and then the big thing maybe one day will just appear. That would be lovely, but I'm not being unrealistic. I don't think. Yeah, I'm trying to come across as humble. I'm trying.
I can understand that. I mean,
I can't take that word seriously anyway. I just listened to the PewDiePie humble YouTuber thing.
Oh god, I honestly.
So humble.
Oh.
Oh goodness. I love him. I love that guy.
I hated him for the long. It's for me. He's like Leonardo DiCaprio. I hated him for the longest time.
Hated him.
And then all of a sudden, like, I watched his recent shit, and it was like, wow, he's actually funny and has good commentary on things.
I like him.
I think it's because, like, he's YouTube's biggest star, but he is also YouTube's biggest critic at the same time. And they can't live without each other at this point.
It's become this vicious cycle. Like, if they tried to actually do anything to remove him, there'd be a huge uproar.
Well, remember, his videos don't show up in the featured content anymore.
That's because he was a bit naughty.
Well, he has 62 million subscribers, all of which watch all of his videos.
One day.
He only had the one slip up that one time, and then the rest of it was a bunch of media trying to put like shit on him, where he was making fun of YouTube themselves.
See, it sounds like how you feel about PewDiePie is had same sort of thing I wrote with Jim Sterling. Because Jim Sterling at the start of it, when I started watching him, because of the character he is on the Jimquisition, really sort of wound me up in a weird way. Even speaking to someone that I didn't realize at the time was on his podcast, Laura Kate Dale, standing outside the expo saying about it. And it's like kind of like you look at it like you go, did I just put my foot right in my mouth, right up to my ankle? But no, it's something like that, because the more I listen to what he's actually saying, and you realise that the "thank God for me" stuff, all that stick is just the character part that he just puts on there to just annoy the fuck out of some people. That's what he literally does that for. Once you take that away, what he's saying behind that is you can actually agree with some of that stuff, because it's like, yeah, he makes a valid point. And that sounds like how you guys are with PewDiePie.
Yeah, like,
yeah, kind of.
What really controlled me to him was watching the "Can We Copy Strike" PewDiePie section. Like, when he and I'm going to use a word here that some people may not like, and I apologize, but when he was like he was using the eye tracker thing, and he was like, wow, all these Twitch thoughts, they're not gonna get me because I'm gonna keep my eyes out. And it was just like, okay. And like, the girl was like, can we copy strike PewDiePie? And it was like, what? I'm gonna copy strike him because like her video flashed on the screen for a second, and they're like, okay, this is ridiculous. And like, PewDiePie's like, okay, so we got copy stricken by the company, but let's just tell you something. It's not like, he showed like the scene once again where her video was on it for half a second, and then like the main one he watched for like 2 minutes, it cuts to her reaction to it. She's like, I was just really happy that he mentioned me and I was on his channel. And PewDiePie just comes back and he's just staring at the screen going like... And then it goes on and like she backtracks on it, saying that her company did it. It wasn't her idea. They did it because they showed the thing. And it was like he just kind of called her on, and he looked at her. He's like, listen, she's getting a lot of scorn right now. And she's one of the most hated people on the internet. And I know what that's like. I really do. And he just turns and looks at the screen again, just like, but yeah, he really was the most hated person on the internet for a long time. Vice hates him,
he was.
that's for sure.
At times they hate everyone, though, don't they? Or do they? I'm not saying go to Vice. No.
By the way,
So
Vice,
that-
if you want to reach us, our email address is right down there. You can contact us anytime.
Yeah, sure. When I say we said some nasty stuff, we didn't. But
I mean,
Go
they
ahead.
have such quality shows as Bong Appetit.
Sure, we'll go with those words.
That is a legitimate show. It is about cooking with cannabis.
Yeah, no, it's the word was quality.
This is
That's
edgy.
great timing.
This is edgy journalism, right? This is the cutting edge of journalism. Edgy. I just think every is it bad? And there's some Vice programs that I enjoy, but why do I think the majority of the people who work at Vice is just the guy who's just like starts off like, "This is my Ferrari. Let me show you how I got this. It's really simple. I didn't have to work that hard. It's free real estate."
So I said, why don't you have got journalism? Right, okay. Shall we get on to what we've been playing? So we can get into the meat of this, right? And now, normally, we don't let the guests go first at times. Sometimes we do, just to wind people up. But I'm going to say, James, do you want to go first this week?
Why? Is that because I haven't played that many games? Is that it, Will? You're like,
Yep.
James doesn't play many video games. Let's throw him on there. Well, guess what? I actually have played games this week. I played a lot of video games.
It was exclusively Frogger.
Yes. Because that's what they let me have on my work PC. Just Minesweeper for days. Excel sheets. Excel counts. It's a program on a computer. No. I have found Warframe. And I have been playing Warframe. And I have been enjoying Warframe. Because, I played it when it first came out. And I'm like, this is confusing as fuck. I don't understand any of this. And then all of a sudden, YouTube just blew up. Or not YouTube. I'm pretty sure. I hope
That too, but for other reasons.
That's for other reasons. But Twitch just blew up with Warframe, right within the last 2 weeks. Everybody
didn't
in
they
their
release a huge patch.
They released a new patch, but they're also really building a partnership program with getting streamers involved in their partner program about being able to give out content, getting out things that help get people exclusive stuff. So by watching that, they can get codes that will help level them up, their characters, and do other things. So they're really pushing a partner program with streamers on Twitch. Very interesting. And they've actually hired, I don't know if you know the names, King Gathalion and Professor Broman of the Destiny directory as consultants. They actually work with Warframe work with Warframe, getting them in touch with streamers, and then also and they have a round table once a month about this is what our content is, this is where we're going with it, this is how we penetrated and got involved with streamers, this is how they help grow their channels and their reach based on this, and they kind of create a very open forum environment about getting content to content creators and how that what they need from the company and what the company needs from them, and having a dialogue. Because these are guys who have built up major channels through a Destiny directory and know something about that. And that's interesting. Also, the content patch is really good. And this game has a story now. It's not just you're a space ninja, go murder shit.
Is that all the story you need?
I mean, originally it was like that, but now they actually there's intuitive interfaces. I have a dog that I can take to go kill stuff with me. You can also get genetically engineered cats, and then there's a whole breeding system where you can breed traits in and out of those things along with it. And I'm only talking one part, not to mention the modding system that you'd use for your weapons, the evolving it, getting mastery that helps get you better guns, and the whole mastery system is based on ranking up weapons and stuff that you've already had. So when you max those out, you can then go back and have to rank up other things to get more guns. It's so they're checking all the right skitter boxes, right? There's just one and also it's very easy to go into groups for anything. You basically set yourself to open status and you go click on a mission. It'll tell you how many people or how many squads are playing that mission, and if there's an open seat, they dump you into that squad. So it's like that, just to connect with
Right.
people and go.
Yeah.
They don't make it hard like Destiny is to be like, hey, you want to play the Nightfall? You need to talk with people. You need to go on the third-party website, find a group, get them to friend invite you, send you back in here. No, it's just bang, 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 bang. Very good. Very fun. The problem is it's a grind. It's one of those things that is very grindy. Like getting to max level in Division level of grindy.
Oof.
Now, it's fun. The movement's great. The game plays good. I think the one thing that's stopping me from getting totally into it is I don't understand where I need to go and get materials to get gear, so I don't know what things I should be grinding. So it just kind of feels like I'm just throwing darts at a board and hoping everything sticks.
That sounds familiar. That sounds very familiar to what I've been going through with Dragon Age.
Yeah, it's like you're sitting there playing it. It's like early WoW, right? Where it was vanilla. It was like, okay, here's your world. Just go explore it and figure it out. Where's the best gear? What instances do you have to run? Where do I go? So that's my thing. I don't know where I think that, and once again, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I think a little less hand-holding in an RPG like that is going to make it good for the game and the life expectancy of the game, because it involves community of people getting together, talking about it, figuring out, and it creates the whole third-party atmosphere that comes behind it. Also because I think WoW is really hand-holdy right now. But no, I'm excited to try and keep playing it. I may play a little bit of it later. If people want to play Warframe with me, guess what? It's free.
Is it cross-platform?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Ah,
But like, it also doesn't take a whole lot to run it on a PC. I think like the minimum requirement is Service Pack 3 on XP. So
Pretty minimum.
pretty minimum, it's something that's not even supported by the developer anymore. So besides from that, I've been playing Football Manager. We'll move on from that because we all know me in Football Manager, so we can just kind of script that under the rug. And yeah, just a lot of other stuff. Let me scroll down here. Metal Gear Survive, Prey, Stellaris, and Destiny 2.
is Metal Gear Survive as shit as I've heard?
That was meant for a birthday stream where I was going to just play it for shit. It's not... I can see where they were going with it. It was really just... It's a zombie survival horror game that they slapped a Metal Gear onto.
And have you paid an extra $10 for your extra save?
No, because the version I bought because of the Steam Summer Sale gave me that because I don't need a second save. Also, I got Metal Gear Solid 5, which I plan on streaming.
Fair enough.
I've beaten that game, but I just want to look at it. This is the stream we'll do before Death Stranding comes out. That we're gonna call let's go in to Kojima's madness. The final days of Konami and Kojima.
Man, Metal Gear 5 was so weird.
And that's saying something coming from a Kojima game, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I want to play it up to the point where I can stop and stare at the screen and just look at chat and just kind of zoom in and be like, this is when he stopped giving a fuck. This is the moment in the game.
This was his 2 weeks.
This where the fucks were not given anymore. The money was pulled. And here it is. All those characters you cared about, we've learned to know about for the last 6 hours. We'll never see them again.
And yes, there's a pachinko mini game in it somewhere.
And remember, the canon of this now is after Mother Base explodes, the wormhole to another dimension opens and turns your soldiers into zombies. That's
Seems legit.
canon.
I
I see no problem.
the big thing I remember about Metal Gear Solid 5 was I played it through. I talked about it. I even wrote a piece about it why it's not Game of the Year. And I remember the shit I got from one specific person because it wasn't it wasn't agreeing with them.
Was it me?
No,
Okay.
no, this was back before the TGWPIS days.
Okay.
This was Gamer Chatter days. This was. Now I don't know whether the site's still up. If it is, go have a look. It was great. It made me laugh because the biggest problem I had with Metal Gear Solid 5 was the second half
Yeah, when he stopped giving a shit.
when they decided, oh, you don't need to play the main missions to carry on in the story. Just do a couple of side quests and we'll carry on that way. And even then, the main story missions were rehashes of the first half, just difficult, bit more difficult, and that was it. Difficulty setting was up. And of course, the whole Quiet debacle where he was trying to justify it being, just a teenager's fantasy. If he came out and said that, would have been more. Would have been like, that's fine.
It's
okay.
really, it's really basically to describe it. It's like George Clooney as Batman. He's interesting as Bruce Wayne, totally like nails it, has the look, jumps into the bat suit, bat nipples, and then just the suspension of disbelief just goes out the window.
JR, you're right. Yeah, I should know better than to have a different opinion to someone. Damn it.
Shocker.
But that is what I've been playing. Also,
Nice.
Steam buying simulator. Which is why I'm happy there's been so many summer sales, because at this point I have just they're like, hey, what games are good on summer sale? Well, all these games are good. I list to friend. Friend goes, oh, I should buy you something for your birthday. How about this game? I own it. How about this game? I own it. How about this game? I own it. What don't you
What's on
own
your
on
wish
Steam?
list?
Not much.
Well, that's the good part about Steam is that you can look at other people's libraries, and you can be like, all right, time to see. Do they own this? They don't.
Well,
Time to make that change.
I strategically set up my wish list. All right, I have 12 games on my wish list. Most of them range from full price games down to games that are under around the $5 price mark. So if somebody gets enterprising to wants to buy me a game, there is different levels of monetary value for each one. But it just like gives other people just kind of a thing. Everybody should do that. It's like any Amazon like wish list or like anything. You have a wedding, you have a registry. Be nice. Don't just make everything like the sterling 1,000 pound freaking Samsung refrigerator that you can play Skyrim on. All right? You need plates too. Put plates on the registry. Somebody be happy to buy you.
In fact, I personally find those plates to be more important.
Yeah. Bill, I have a wish list too, mainly because I'll be looking through something and the game hasn't come out yet, and I'll go, oh yeah, I want to remember this for later. And I put it on my wish list.
And then you forget about it later anyways.
And then I go through my wish list and go, what the fuck was I drinking?
So not enough for the looks of
You
it.
don't drink in Steam. Do not drink in Steam summer sale. Unless it's not your money, then go to fucking town.
So, Rach, what have you been playing this week?
Well, I don't know if you heard, but I have a PC now, a proper PC. So I let myself loose on the sale as well. I have not gotten very far in, but I adore it already. And I got What Remains of Edith Finch, which we started and finished tonight. It's quite a short one, that one. But definitely recommend. It was. I don't think I've ever. Sorry.
I jumped in right when you turned to look at the bathroom, so it had the picture of the family there and like the grandmother, and then opens the door, and then it was the shower and the chair, and that just like hit me
Yeah.
right in the feels, right there.
It was like that all the way through. I feel like everyone, because it's so family oriented, everyone would see something out of that game that would mean something to them. Like for me, it was like, I don't know. I was just like, enjoy the time that you do have with people. It was, oh, it was so emotional. But then it was like, it wasn't like sorrow, it was joy. It was weird game. It's like £7 at the minute. If you like a good story game, it's so good. So we played that. I bought Planet Coaster, but I haven't played it yet. And I bought Firewatch. Again, I hear it's a good story game.
Firewatch is, it's again fairly, but it's a bit more interactive than what you would call a walking simulator.
You
Yeah,
cut out
I was-
at short. It sounded like it's censored shit. It's fairly
Yeah,
shit.
that's
It's
That's what it sounded like.
But it's I say it's something that you would enjoy. I think you'll enjoy if you liked Edith Finch.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it was really good. So looking forward to playing that. Yeah. What else did I buy? I got Salt and Sanctuary as well, which is it's like a Dark Souls, a 2D Dark Souls. Been
I
out
had
for
my
a
eye
while.
on it for a long time.
Yeah, because I fancied it for ages, and I was just like, I'll get this one day, and yesterday was that day, so I finally picked that up. Well, that's everything that I bought. I recently have been playing through the Mass Effect trilogy for the first time.
Yeah.
So finally finished the first one. We moved on to the second one. Liking it so far. Second one's got some nice improvements in combat, that's for sure. But I don't play that very often, like once a week, maybe. But last but not least, the game I've been playing most this week, and the last, Jurassic World Evolution. How do I even start to talk about this game? It's so good. Like, has anyone played it? It's
Nope.
so good, right?
You've got dinosaurs, all right?
They find a way.
They find a way.
You'll have to get used to Dr. Malcolm.
Holy shit.
They have Jeff Goldblum in it. It's like,
That's the most important thing.
I was just like, bye. I don't care if this game is
It's
shit.
so-
It's got Jeff Goldblum.
But yeah, it's like, so just in case anyone listening doesn't know, it's a park sim, so you take care of basically you take care of Jurassic Park, and that gives you the ability to add as many leafy boys or as many raptors that you want. Do not get raptors. I swear to God, it's a bad idea. They're fun for 5 minutes, and then they break out and eat everyone. Just
all the
saying.
time,
All the time.
constantly.
Clever
I've seen a
girl.
few streams, and it's just always raptors are the problem that they have every single time I've looked.
That's what I don't get about these movies. It's just like they're sitting there going like, well, we're going to create a Jurassic theme park. Just make it all herbivores.
I know.
It's that simple.
Or like the
I
little
know.
like a couple little tiny carnivores.
Oh, the little ones are really cute. I need to try and get them. But yeah, honestly, like the other day was the raptor apocalypse. Oh God, it's all Tom's fault. Tom Maher, it's all his fault.
God damn it, Tom.
Named a raptor after
Good old
him, and
Tom.
everything goes, oh, his fault. But my park is now raptor free. I shot them all and sold them on the black market. They're probably all coal and oil by now. No, not coal. Oil and gas by now.
Or they're being
Um,
using for black ops for military.
That's
Or
more
that.
probable.
They're gonna be in the next COD.
Yeah,
Um,
Raptor
Or like
Four.
underground.
didn't
like,
you know what
raptor
zombies
fights.
mode was actually going to be?
Zombie raptors.
Zombie raptors. Because Nazi scientists, zombie raptors. It makes perfect sense. Of course.
It does. But yeah, now my park is $2 million in debt, and we
Do-
can start to rebuild.
I've just read that you encourage your raptors to eat people, and I'm not
I would
listening.
never. I would totally never make a raptor pen, invite the raptors in, invite some people in, and then shut off the pen.
How do you invite the raptors in? Oh, I'm just going to send, I'm going to send the porter down. Going to give him a
With
card,
this.
say, "Welcome, raptors. Come to my daily party."
It was easy. They were up for it.
They're just
They were...
just a couple of raptors smoking cigarettes behind the bathroom. He's like, "Yeah, we're fucking down. Let's fucking do this." You got
You-
tours?
you-
Fucking all right.
If you are interested, I have a rather amusing clip if you want to see. I don't know if you do that.
Yeah.
Sure. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Neo, that would be awesome. Thank you. But yeah, Jurassic World, I can't recommend it enough. It's unfortunately not on sale at the minute. It's quite expensive, actually.
Well, it's. I think the full game is $49 US, and if the deluxe is $54.
That's expensive, I think, for what you get. There's not that much to it. But then if you measure it with content, it's maybe a bit expensive. If you measure it with like the joy
Well, I think
that it brings you.
the big thing that comes with it is that it's the ho, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Let's drag this over to this screen.
Oh.
No, hang on.
Oh my god, are you gonna play the clip?
I'm gonna play the clip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the clip on the screen. We're going to sit here patiently and watch this clip. Window capture, add source,
Oh, hashtag
He's so
shameless plugs.
smart.
add a new source. Chrome, done.
But
Hello,
is
friend.
Tom the ringleader of your raptors then?
He was until I shot him.
Just old Yellerton in the back.
So now
Sorry,
Tom, come
Tom.
here.
It's you or the Raptors. All right, let's full screen that, and let's just do this. Do. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right. It's gonna be the full screen. Okay. And let's turn up the volume.
Are you ready for this?
Beautiful.
Let's see this. So you got the That was like a 7-10 split.
Now let's break down the replay here, guys. Let's break down the replay. Let's fast forward. Now see, like, there's a lot of people that go down. It's just this pile of bodies right here, just totally punked, all down, all dead, except for this guy. This one guy.
We need to get you telestrator.
Who is this guy?
He's a legend. That's who he is. That's Chris Pratt's backup.
Vicky the ferocious velociraptor.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna switch this back
Well
over.
played. Well played.
There was a lot of joy there. Like,
It's a lot of joy now.
there was just smiles and just laughter and clapping and just murder. I mean, let's be honest. Are you sure you're not, like, creating government black ops raptors?
Oh, you got me.
The Chuck Norris of raptors right there.
Because she was shooting them and selling them on the black market. Of course.
If I'm honest, right? If I'm honest, that was my sandbox park. You do unlock a sandbox mode where there's not really any consequences. So you can do stuff like that and it's hilarious. It's very about debt.
It's a great, I mean, you make roller coasters and Roller Coaster Tycoon where you can just murder people, and sometimes you can just unleash raptors to murder people. It's, totally makes sense.
You have a roller coaster set up. All these people coming in, it's really popular, and then you do that. The wait for the dinosaurs at the end of the roller coaster for them to come screaming into.
They have that.
Well,
at
there is a
Disney.
monorail.
Perfect.
By the way, that raptor's name was Vicky.
Yep. Vicky, you know Vicky.
Vicky Warren. Vicky 0199. Hello, Vicky.
Explains a lot. See, and this is the other thing that I love about that game is that headcanon. Headcanon is huge.
I wonder if they would turn that into like an RPG stream for it, like they've done with GTA
Well, if they were smart.
role play.
All right. I'm gonna help you guys out here. This is all right. Developers listening? Are you listening? Good. So let's talk here. This is what you do. You obviously you have it already. You've got the whole elements of the game. You've got people. You've got park simulating. You've got that. So now this is what you need to do. You need to now take that, and then you have people create parks, and then you take those parks and use them as a level design for the ranger group of it, where now you have to play first-person shooter of the ranger that has to go into the raptor pen to tranquilize the raptors because they're eating all the guests.
That could work.
Sounds like one of those arcade rail shooters they used to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get the Time Crisis, Time Crisis 3. You get the gun.
Dino Crisis.
I wasn't going to use that name, but sure. Jurassic Park, Dino Crisis. And of course, one of them, and of course, we already have it great because they've already got him on contract. Who's the guy on the other end of the radio giving you the orders?
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldberg.
I think we've written the game itself. My royalty check can be in the mail. Thank you very much.
Because you
This-
know
this
he's
was
in
the
a
thing
recording
back
studio just posing like that. With the microphone just here. So we can just...
They had one, by the way. They had a Time Crisis style Jurassic Park game for arcades. It was you were in the Jeep and you had guns and you had to shoot down the dinos.
That they have that in the freaking Jurassic Park game already.
I think I've seen that in my arcade. Or maybe it's not Jurassic Park, it's maybe just like Dinosaur or something. But
So
it's got like a
they-
screen that comes over because it's got like whatever violence in it.
But they have Jurassic Park pinball. I wonder if they do that in virtual reality. You have the dinosaurs coming at you while you're. Because for the virtual reality version of Back to the Future, they have the DeLorean flying, coming at the screen, and then just zipping around the table. So they could do that with Jurassic Park.
I'd
See?
play it.
Hell yeah! So is that all you've been playing, Rach?
Pretty much. I don't get a lot of free time. I work like 45-ish hours a week. So yeah, I mean, I finished Kingdom Hearts 1 again not too long ago. So I plan on starting 2 again. Well, I've still never ever finished 2, so looking forward to doing that at some point.
Yeah.
I've always got a few Switch games on the go. I bought the Octoling expansion for Splatoon 2, which is raw. It's like take squids or octopus, octopi. We've been through this with John D. Octopuses.
Octopi,
And octopi.
proper term.
And take Portal style test rooms and put the two of them together, and it's brilliant. So I've been playing through that. I got Hollow Knight on my Switch as well, which is great. Again, another kind of Soulsy type Metroidvania. You guys have played it by the looks of your.
I haven't played it
Faces.
myself. I've watched a lot of
watched a
playthroughs
lot of
from
people play it.
downloadable contents group, but I have not played it myself. But it is definitely Soulsy.
It's on my wish list on Steam.
I'm not the only one that
I think
has
it's
a
on
wish
sale.
list.
See?
People have wish lists.
Mine is absurd.
Now that I have a PC, I'm gonna be making one, and then just seeing what goes on sale.
Exactly, because it tells you when it goes on sale. And it's on my wish list because they emailed me. How much is it? £2, right? That's it. So give me it. See, so it works. That's why why you have a wish list.
It's free real estate.
Octopus.
I am.
But yeah, with Kingdom Hearts, are you thinking of doing then the other sort of spin-off one that you can do on PS3/PS4?
my goal before January 29th,
Mm.
when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, it's 29th, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is to do 2 at least, and the fragmentary passage.
Yes, which is a
So-
good thing. Why you didn't watch?
I wanted to, but I want to play it as well.
No, that's fair enough. I
Um,
mean, there's a bit I'll talk about with that in my bit because it's kind of like it sort of put a stop to me streaming it. But there is a reason for it, I think.
I think I know what it is from the trailer for 3, and I think it's going to be heartbreaking.
Mhm.
But we'll see. So I want to play that. I'm if I find myself with time, I'd like to play Dream Drop Distance and Birth by Sleep, just for
Yeah.
a bit more context on the characters and where they are. But I don't know if you know me, but I really find it hard to finish games these days. Like, I keep starting a new one every other day, and I finish one like rarely. Oh yeah, I finished Ni no Kuni finally after about 2 years.
Nice.
That is a big game, so I was proud of myself for that. But yeah, I'm very much like, I'll start new games, or I'll get covered in hair, or I'll play Dark Souls for the 65th time.
That's
Um,
what I do. It's like, oh, Dark Souls, Dota 2s, and one or two other games that I just go back to fairly consistently.
Everybody has those.
yeah,
Everybody has. It sadly for me, that's what my football manager is.
that's why for me as well.
It's because like it's a game you can play. For me, it's like, especially this week, which has games done quick on, which is
Yeah.
I like watching a lot of it. It's something that I can play, and then also just have games done quick on, because it's not something that requires me to actually be fully involved to play. I can be playing the game and have this, and I can spend a lot of time watching the run and then just hitting spacebar until a match happens.
Depending how much sort of speedrun stuff you watch, do you have a like very favorite kind of game you like watching being speedrun?
For me, it's a lot. Yes and no. I liked the RPG one. I thought that one was really good, because I'm a fan of watching these guys play through RPGs. At the same time, it's just like, hi, that's Final Fantasy VIII. I've never beaten Final Fantasy VIII, and then they speed run it in like 5 hours, and I'm like, good. Now I've seen all of Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah. Because
Best-
I can tangent this. I'm going somewhere with this. I love watching Spyro speedruns. Love it. Because they're hilarious. And that brings me on to how excited I am for Spyro coming out in September.
Is that the one? Did you watch the one the other day they did where it was just glitch through this, and the guy was trying
Pretty
to make a
much.
jump
I
off
haven't
it?
seen the one that's just, if that's already been on, I've been ridiculously busy with work and that, but I'll need to catch up on that. I love watching them.
Because when you're watching these, do you prefer ones with the glitches and that in that they found? Do you prefer the ones that are just normal 100% or go straight
Me,
through?
I like both. Yeah. Glitches can be fun.
I have to say,
It depends on how fun the glitch really is.
Bethesda games are very good speedrun glitch-wise to watch.
Okay, so you
Horse
get
tilting.
the whirlwind shout, and you just dash through the giant's legs and send him to space.
Well, no, it's just like because I've been watching Bubbles Del Fuego do one. He's not at GDQ, but it's like, okay, I get the horse, I put it on an angle, I do a load save, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
I'm flying. It's just like,
But you gotta be careful not to fall because you will die.
yep. But there's also like Prey this year. Was Prey no out of bounds? So they didn't let them go out of bounds to speedrun the game.
Oh, man.
The cat, it's on VOD, but they still played it in like an hour and 10 minutes. But it's like, normally to speedrun this game, you would just go out of bounds. At this point, it has out of bounds in this area is the plans to build the item to beat the game. So you can build the item, go to the bottom, beat the game, done in like 15 minutes.
See, that's really fun. I like that.
There's one that I was looking at because it was the winter games done quick, and it was thanks to James and that has put me onto this. Jesus Here's Toast. This guy, I first saw him doing a speed run of Bloodborne, and it's a mixture of being really impressed with how quickly he does it and being so sick to your stomach because how easily he beats those bosses and how much trouble you have. It's that mixture. But watching it, you're also sort of enamored of how he's managed to get these glitches to come back out the game, to go straight back in almost and carry on almost seamlessly, and he does it in an hour and a half.
How about
It's mental.
the Dark Souls? I think it was Dark Souls 2, where the girl was speed running it and she was blindfolded beating bosses. The guy just held the blindfold in front of her, and she just was like, okay, just on sound coordination, beat bosses. And I'm just sitting there going like, this is why I don't play these games. This is why. People are beating these using the bongo drums for freaking Donkey Kong Country, and I can't be bothered to beat the first boss. No, thank you.
Beating Dark Souls with a Guitar Hero controller.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's been done.
Bongos.
Oh
with
god, it's been so done.
literally bananas.
Yeah, with the banana, I was going to say that.
That's the next thing. It's just like, okay, so there's Skyrim on the thing, and now I have an Apple that isn't even plugged into the thing, and I'm gonna beat Dark Souls on it.
The funniest speedrun I saw, and it was one that Titanic,
Titanic.
the really bad version of Titanic. And
There's a Titanic game.
yeah, there's a really
There's a
bad
lot.
one.
There's really bad ones.
Yeah, they have the awful block, which is just
We'll have to send you the JonTron of them.
yeah. I personally, one of my favorite runners, it was 2 years ago, was Half Coordinated. And he actually has a medical disability that makes it so he really has like strong movement and motor control in one hand, and he led, I think it was last year's or the year before's SGDQ with Near Automata, and he beat the entire game. Speed ran it in like an hour and a half, beating it by playing with one hand and an Xbox controller. And it's stuff like that where, like, you know, Games Done Quick is known for a lot of cringy moments, a lot of weird things, but like to lead off with a guy who found speedrunning, found a community, beats the game better than some people can actually play the game, is absolutely wonderful. And it was what really endeared me to it, because I liked watching it as background noise, but then that's when I started really watching it and going, oh yeah, no, this is actually a thing. And then watching this guy do it and talk through, you know, he's giving commentary. And in the meantime, in like his other hand that isn't working, he has a little stuffed Muppet of like the robot, like they got a smiling robot face.
Emil, yeah.
Yeah, in his other hand, and he just does it, and he's talking about it. And like at the end of the game, they saved a donation all the way to his end, and his dad had donated $500 and like gave this really wonderful little speech, and the runner broke down in tears at the end. Because it was like, you know, we and your mother have always thought you were a special person, but we're glad you're doing what you're loving. You've met so many people through this service, and we really, you know, think the world of you, and we want to support you in any way we can. And it was emotional, and it was like the picture of the entire thing was just it was one random person. It wasn't even a member of the couch. It was somebody else running up and just hugging him at the end of the run as he broke down in tears, and it was a beautiful moment. Besides from all the other cringy stuff that happened.
And Disney singing.
Yeah, Disney singing.
See, I can see the yes, that's very cringy, but I was like, but I want to be polite. Because the first part, though, the first song they did on the Kingdom Hearts one earlier,
I thought that's what you were talking about, yeah.
fine, fantastic. I thought the guy's voice was really, really good. It's just the other two, you're really looking like, wait, what? Really? Can we just fast forward this bit, please? But it was, yeah.
It's Disney songs, okay. The reason why the first guy succeeded, we talked about this in the pre-intro, is because he chose the Elton John version. He didn't choose the Disney version in the Disney thing. He chose Elton John singing it, which is a little bit different. Also Elton John.
We ended the podcast like Elton John.
Sure.
Well, a funny thing, you want to talk about something funny that happened in this GDQ? They had they played Prey. So this was in the Prey run, and they
You
had a
could say that
donation.
they prayed.
They prayed, but they were doing like the save the Typhon, kill the Typhon, and like he went through, he beat the game, he hit the emitter, and they're like, okay, game's done, and like nobody was talking about, but like 2,000 people voted to save the Typhon. Are we just not gonna talk about like that never happened? Like there was like the decision where you could either blow the Typhon up or save them, and they're like, when are you gonna close it? And the guy's like, the runner was like, I don't know, and then he just went and beat the game like he normally did. I was like. Is anybody else seeing? No, we're just gonna shove it under the rug. Okay, got the money for the kids. Good job. 10 out of 10.
So yeah, so is that how you've been playing, Rach?
Sorry?
Is that all you've been playing this week?
I pretty much, yeah. Too many games, but that's pretty much it, yeah.
Do you want to go next, Chris, or shall I?
I'll go next. I've been playing Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition. It's fun. There's a server called Ravenloft, and it's a very interesting place. Lots of cool people on there. And then I've been playing various other Souls-styled games in research for my own project, which is very slowly coming along. Lords of Fallen. It was painful. Not going to go back to it. The Surge is up next. I'll be doing that for a couple hours after the show. And then, yeah, that's it.
Nice. Right. So this week I've actually completed a lot of stuff, which makes a change. The ones like Everest Golf, finally got through that. It sounds like the special stage if I want to do it. Played the demo, as they call it, the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit.
Oh, I want to check that out.
It's a nice setup for Life is Strange 2. They Don't Nod again are going down the emotional with this. Kind of hard hitting in places, but they don't go as full on viewing as like a David Cage game. There's hints that this stuff is happening there rather than you can actually see it. And then the ending's cool. I do like the ending for it. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm gonna say it's free on like the stores. Download it. It's a couple of hours. It's a couple of hours. Just play it. It's a weekend or an afternoon thing for you. No, John. No, John Bob. No, he isn't. But the other two bits I've really played, because the stuff offline now off stream I haven't really been doing much of. There's like bits and bobs here and there. The other two bits I've completed this week are Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep 0.2 trajectory, blah 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 blah, and Dream Drop Distance. Now, I was streaming Birth by Sleep until a part where it came up with a block scene, and it came up with block gameplay. Yeah, it blocked the gameplay as well. Now, which is normally strange enough, considering you can play about 3/4 of the game not being blocked. But I have to believe that the reason they've done this is it's a potential spoiler for 3. Because 3's not out yet, they don't want this bit spoiled.
Maybe.
They don't want you to have story to help with the
To help
future.
purchase it. Yeah, I know. But I can see why they've done it, and I hope once 3 comes out, they patch this so it becomes unblocked. Because it links. I will say this is a slight spoiler thing. It links 1 to 3.
1.
1.
That's
No, I
not
can't
surprising, honestly.
I watched a video that explained all of the Kingdom Hearts story. It was 45 minutes because I needed to watch a 45 fucking minute video to explain to me the fact that I've played and I've beaten Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. And I needed,
Disclaimer: this is an abridged video.
Yeah, it was still 40. But it's like the guy was talking, it's like this, this, and this, this, and this, and this. And I'm just sitting there going like, this is really convoluted and strange.
It's very
It is.
complicated, yeah.
And there's time jumping, there's digital computer copies of things, there's people in other people's hearts that then take their hearts to get healed in other people's hearts, which then also contain like 5 other people's hearts.
But they're just sleeping, and then they wake them up, but then they're actually...
But it doesn't answer the most important question. What the fuck is the Kingdom Hearts?
Well,
It's a planet, at least one. There are 2 versions of Kingdom.
I know that. There's the one that the evil organization was trying to create, and then
Yeah.
there's the actual one that disappeared after the Keyblade War, then came back for a little while, and then when he was defeated, disappeared again.
Yes. So they are sort of planets themselves. They are separate things. I mean, if you watch, there's a movie called Kingdom Hearts X back cover, right?
Wait, so now I need to
Then-
watch a movie now? So I've not only have had to play 2 console games, 3 handheld games, a mobile game. Now I need to watch a movie?
Don't
Yeah.
get me started on the books.
Because because this movie is the sort of the setup for the Keyblade War, and during this bit they say about summoning the Kingdom Hearts planet to start this war. Because there's a whole book of prophecies thing that says that foretells everything we've done in the whole saga that's in there, and it's all down to this one guy, this one master, who's dressed like dressed as a member of Organization 13.
Yeah, and then he
So I have a
creates
feeling he's gonna be
he makes 5 people, and then he makes like people get sketchy, but the Hufflepuffs or whatever the fuck they're called are put into hiding, and they're Keyblade people, and they wanted to protect the other Keyblade people, and then one person goes to the edge of darkness, and then the other one goes into the future, and then he dies, but his heart goes into Sora, and then her heart goes into Kairi, and then her heart goes into whatever the gray-haired kid is, not quite Sephiroth, but kind of Sephiroth. Yeah, no, like I got that, but it was just like this is just like George R.R. Martin probably would watch this and go, Jesus, this is fucking convoluted as shit. Frank Herbert would probably be like, geez, this is too much plot.
we know.
Yeah, we still enjoy it though.
Anyway.
That's the
Oh
weird
no,
thing.
I'm getting 3 and I'm playing it. It's just that I have to like.
I understood more of the story more after doing the spin-off stuff.
Just slow clap on the marketing. Just slow clap the marketing. The only thing that could help them is just like, let's take that like 45-minute like let's get caught up here, and if they stuck it at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3.
I think they're doing something similar along those lines. They are doing a catch-up thing on that. They did say something along those
It'll
lines.
be shit and not tell you half of what's happening.
They do it by storyboard. So
The
someone
bullet
fell
point
asleep
bullies
once or twice.
Don't animate it anymore.
Well, no, that
Everyone's T-posed.
Then Jiminy Cricket had 2 journals, and one only had one thing in there, and then this one had the other thing in it, and then everybody forgot everything, but then they remembered because of the power of friendship.
I maintain if you
I mean, it's a
wanna
Disney
play
game. I get it.
Well, if anyone wants to play Kingdom Hearts 3 because they think it looks like a good game, can confirm gameplay is awesome because I got to play it last month. But if you just cannot be bothered with the story, because I get the feeling maybe some guys in chat maybe can't be bothered with the story, you can just jump into 3, enjoy the gameplay, enjoy the cutscenes, enjoy just running around Disney and Pixar worlds. But don't complain that you don't know what's going on.
Tron
That's the
World is
deal.
best world.
Which one?
Tron World
Tron.
is best world.
Tron.
Ah, Tron, yes.
Jeff Bridges.
Into.
Jeff Bridges. Like
And they've
anytime
actually
Jeff Bridges can be in a game, I'm for it.
sorted out Pirates of the Caribbean this time, so it actually does sound like
That's
it.
enough.
They've employed Johnny Depp.
Good.
Because
Good.
in
Somebody
Kingdom
employed Johnny Depp. That's good. He needs employment. You know who doesn't need employment? Jeff Bridges. You know who's still awesome anyways? Jeff
Bridges.
I thought you were going to say Jeff Goldblum.
Well, no, he's very employable. He has the best commercial on TV in America right now with the apartments.com stuff. where he is literally they just like pointed the camera at him and just said, "Just be Jeff Goldblum," and he was, and it's great.
The one thing I will say as well about new the 0.2, graphically, you notice the difference. I mean, I thought lines of a PS3 quality game, as a setup for free, and then I turned it on, and it's like I was blown away by the difference.
Yeah, no, it was made for PS4, so
And that's again coming into it for the first time. I didn't know that at all, and it's just it just took me by surprise. It's like, oh wow, this looks really good. So they really went to work on it for something that seems to me like it's just a demo of the prelude, really. But yeah, it was good. I liked it.
So they did take a page out of Kojima's book. Let's just make the demo be the prelude to the actual game.
Oh fuck! Death Stranding is Kingdom Hearts 3 because we don't know what the fuck's going on with that.
It would make sense. It would make total sense.
Honestly, you could do anything with either of those.
You just
and it would
wake
make
up.
total
You
sense.
just wake up, and it's just Norman Reedus' fever dream. It's like, fucking there it is, and that's how we got to freaking The Walking Dead.
Yep.
Because the only other things I've been playing then are off screen were a bit of Unravel 2, bit of Velocity 2X because I was playing that against Tom on a head-to-head, bit of Lumines, and then PUBG earlier with Dougie because we were playing it as part of a community stream that they were doing while Ian Higdon from Platform 32 was away. So that's what I've been playing.
Has anybody else thought? And this was what happened to me while I was watching the Kingdom Hearts Let's Play or the speed run. Did anybody else think, like I did, that the whole reason why they actually had people singing the Disney songs is because they didn't want to get the VOD copywritten on YouTube for copy strikes?
that would be hilarious.
That was like when they said they were doing that. I was like, are they just because they muted the audio of the game? I'm like, are they just doing it so that because the music is like copywritten to shit and back and nobody can get any ad revenue?
You're wrong. I think you're.
I'm sitting there going like, because that's a donation incentive, but that is a beautiful way because it's technically a remix of the song being sung a cappella, so it's under fair use. It's protected. But at the same time, it's like they're doing they're doing it at parts where like there's like music and stuff coming in. It's obviously Disney music.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the best part is about this game is that like this. I'm assuming one of the 4 people on this show will be streaming it when it comes out, Kingdom Hearts 3, and everybody is going to enjoy the fact that it's going to, that first like open interest, and it's you got to watch it live, people, and I'm going to tell you why, because that opening cutscene you'll never be able to see it because the second it goes live on Twitch, it's going to be copy strike. Nobody should listen to this theme song because it's our music.
Yeah, under the DMCA's.
Yep.
Even though how that's going to work with games, I don't know.
Well, I'm
Because
just saying that like the Twitch VOD is going to be muted up to the point, and then it's going to like jump in like halfway and be like, and you start playing the game.
Anything that the game has in its soundtrack is owned by the game. The game has paid a license to have that in their game. Therefore, us streaming the game is okay as long as it's not.
You streaming the game is okay, and the fact that you streaming the game, but they'll probably still block the audio of the game coming through for that song period. The second it hits YouTube, it's just gonna get like
It's getting demonetized immediately because it doesn't matter if you own the rights. If it's a royalty-free song, it doesn't matter because the algorithm and the bots for claiming it are so broken that someone could manually claim literally Beethoven's music performed by like everything in the public domain. People will still claim it.
somebody copyright claimed PewDiePie's scream. him screaming himself, they copyright. They said that was not his scream, even though it came out of his own body.
Mm-hmm.
What troll?
Well, you know that Ed Sheeran's getting sued again from a company that owns part of Marvin Gaye's song "Let's Get It On" for about was it about 100 million? It's quite a hefty sum they're trying to sue him for, because it's one of his songs has a likeness of it. Again, they're trying to claim this. What I was going to actually ask Rachel was, with all these copyright claims on YouTube, for any of your videos that you've been editing or trying to put up, have you had any silly claims come through yet to try and stop it? Because we've had some over time.
Without overstepping the mark, obviously, with it being my job and that. Do you mean with my job, I assume?
Yeah.
Because we were having a look, going through trying to figure out why some things had been taken down, and there was one, it was something like 10 weirdest enemies in games with creepy backstories or something like that, and it was because of the thumbnail. So thumbnails for us are like, they're sort of dangerous. You can't put anything too sexually suggestive. Obviously, you guys know. Yeah. Violence is a no. Weapons are a no. Like, so no guns in a thumbnail. But this one was it was a monster from Silent Hill. And what it was two babies' heads. I didn't really know Silent Hill. And it was two babies' heads. And from a distance, kind of looks like boobs. So it got flagged. And we're looking at it going, why is... Oh!
You're sitting there very curious. You're looking at it. You're getting close. You're like, I don't know what's going on. Then you sit really far back one time and you look. You're like, that.
I realized that didn't actually answer your question. You were asking me about copyright. That was something completely different, but it just popped
still
up
funny.
Yeah,
it made me laugh. No, we don't really worry about copyright because we only ever use up to 6 seconds of a clip at a time. We always copyright. We always cite the owners of the material at the bottom of the video, and we don't use copyrighted music. So we don't really worry about stuff getting demonetized that way. It's sometimes if we put like sexual or violent stuff in that it gets unfortunately flagged. But
because we had one from wasn't it a Seinfeld producers for something we said, so it had nothing to do with the show itself, but we got copyright claimed for it.
I think you can just dispute it and they'll just waiver it. Like,
well, our YouTube channel is not big enough to be even remotely close to being monetized. We actually got demonetized because of the whole like the changeover that happened. Yep. We were just like, they're just like, yeah, you're just not gonna get any more ad revenue. So at this point, I'm just like, copyright everything. That's fine. Let them all go to town and claim it. I don't mind if there's 26 people claiming this one video. They can fight over the revenue.
Fight over the no revenue.
Yeah. No, like I said, and the whole reason I was joking about the whole Kingdom Hearts thing is because, Will, did you put some of the Kingdom Hearts VODs on the channel, right?
Oh yeah, they're pretty much all on there now. I think apart from about 3.
You know that whole simple and clean copyright. Yeah. It's a song. Doesn't matter that it's part of the video game. It's the song that's owned by the company. Yeah, so that's just the way it is.
You know the key on Twitch. Just keep speaking. Just keep.
That's on YouTube. On Twitch doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they do mute portions of your VOD, but it's only if it's like Metallica you're playing or something like that.
Some music at the start of it, like I normally do. It's like, oh,
like this, like the whole reason we play synthwave.
Yeah.
Most of those guys are streamers in their own right, and just like don't bother to copyright it. The second that goes onto YouTube, it's because their companies do it.
If you're looking for good music to put into your streams, look up anything by, I believe it's Fixed Records. Cell Dweller, Scandroid, Circle of
Scandroid
Dust.
got copywritten.
Did it?
Copyright claim. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it did.
Interesting.
And it wasn't
Cell
him.
Dweller.
It was the company that owned that album, helped him produce that album that did it. It wasn't him.
Oh, so he's working with a different group then.
At least that album was.
Right. Most of his stuff should be fine.
Wasn't on Twitch.
But generally, anything done by Cell Dweller and Blue Stolly, they both explicitly have their company set up for people to use on like indie YouTube videos and stuff, and whatnot for free. So,
Because I was watching a stream by a cute couple called Fremily. They're the ones who are running the Twitch London community meetup. They're the ones doing the Twitch bash, and they were talking about the DMCA stuff that people are worried about. Because a couple of bigger streamers got suspended for 24 hours because they use copyrighted material in their streams, and they were saying that the ways around it is like what you were saying, Rach, is like talk over the music. If it's more in the background sort of thing, then it's fine because it's not the main focus of your stream. It's not the music bit that's there, as if like you're using it to better your stream for that. Then they're not acknowledging the music. You're not paying for it as like having the license sort of thing. So it's a way around it by using it as a background thing and just talking over it.
If they can't hear them actually scream Thunderstruck.
Pretty much.
Cluster Truck. I mean,
Dun dun dun. Cluster truck. And I'm gonna jump through these tracks. Dun dun dun. Away from the lasers. Dun dun dun. Over the lava. Dun dun dun. Physics doesn't mean a shit. And cluster truck. Dun 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 dun.
Stop you picking on this thing!
The floor is lava.
I've heard good things about this game.
Yes. Yeah, you need to try it. You need to stream it because it's
everything's
interactive on Twitch.
Sounds
Basically-
pretty ragey.
It is. It is. Especially in the hell level. Yeah, because it's with interactive on Twitch, after every sort of 2 minutes, it gives your viewers a chance to choose 3 options of how they're going to fuck you over.
My viewers would never. They would never.
Now,
Would they?
You underestimate Twitch chat.
I've returned. Everything went quiet really quick. I did something to my audio box.
but yeah, it's a perfect game for that, and they built it with the interactive stuff in mind. So I recommend you try it, Rach. I'll make sure I'll come in and watch. I won't go much.
Oh, remind me to add you on Steam after
Yes.
the show.
I'll do.
Yes. So yeah, so that's what we've been playing. Shall we go on to shout outs? And then we can wrap this thing up because it's running a bit long for us all.
I'm heckin' slap.
Sure.
So Rach, pimp your stuff. Is there any shout outs where people can find you? How about it?
Sure. I stream personally on my own channel, which is Don't Rage Quit. Depending on your accent, it kind of sounds like rage. No, it's not rack. We play RPGs, just a variety of awesome stuff. We focus on positivity and interaction. Just having a good time. So if you want to join in, you're more than welcome. I also work for What Culture on YouTube. You may have already seen them, but I am an editor mainly for the gaming channel, and I'm in presenting a few videos as well. So if you're interested in seeing me not on the spot, then you can see it there. What Hergelman's just linked there. That's the website. So that's where the guys. I have a couple articles up there actually. My Dark Souls bosses article is up there.
It's the first one when you search Dark Souls.
It was published. I'm so proud. It's not even a good article. I could have written like a 12,000 word essay on boss strategies, but they were like, right, 12-minute video at the most, and I was like, for 26 bosses. Anyway, yeah, sorry, to wrap it up, my name is Rach. I have an awesome job and a Twitch channel, and thank you for letting me on the podcast.
No problem at all. Is there anybody you want to pimp out? Let's like give a shout out to, say how awesome they are.
Everyone who has stayed with us in the chat all this time, I guess, they're pretty awesome for hanging out. Yeah. Nothing comes to mind, sorry.
That's fine, no problem at all. My shout outs would be yourself, Rachel, for coming up. Because that's we're very thankful for you coming on and putting up with us. Everyone in chat as well, because that's the thing. And also anybody else this week? That's pretty much it for me. How about you guys?
James. That's my shout out. It's James.
Chris.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Chris is going to be doing awesome stream later today. Serge. You should check that out.
Or Cluster Truck. We'll find out.
Or Cluster Truck.
Stop it! Find out the mystery.
Chris, if you, I don't know how, are you going to take a break before the stream? Or are you going to start it up as soon as we're done?
Yeah, I'm going to take a break.
So we won't be rating him after this.
I'm gonna take. I can start it up, but I'm gonna.
I'm just still gonna just raid your channel anyways, just because I can.
Might
I
as
have
well,
that power. Yeah. Well, actually, let's let anything else for the good of the order. Anybody else want to give me a couple seconds while I try and pull up some music for us to go out to?
I think we're done. It's only just to really thank everyone for us. And yeah, thank you again to Rach for joining us, being on, because she's awesome.
It was fun.
As you can see. And we'll be back next week, normal time, for yet another podcast.
I don't know what we're gonna do. What do we have any cool plans? Do we want to tease anybody with some cool plans?
Well, I could talk a little bit about Twitch London tomorrow.
Is that where you're going?
That's where I'm going.
London?
Going London.
London?
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 London.
London.
Because there's going to be cool people there.
I'm so jealous. Take loads of pictures.
I will try. I'll definitely try. But yeah, so see you next week. Hopefully we'll talk about that.